Well, joining us from the Chicago area, which we love, is Dr. Mary Beth. Thanks so much for being with us today. How are you?
Absolutely. I'm doing very, very well, and I wanted to let you know that I have a May birthday, so I should fit in with your group there.
Don't tell me. I'm going to take a guess right now. I'm going to say it's May 18th.
Very close, May 15th.
May 15th. You know, I was going to guess May 15th first, but if I had, Kevin might have just fainted. We don't want that. Well, tell us about Catholic Professionals of Illinois.
Basically, Catholic Professionals was born about 4 years ago. My friend and I'm a physician, my friend was a lawyer, and both of us almost simultaneously were we believe, divinely inspired to start up a group where we could actually bring our Catholic faith alive into our workplaces. So we were comfortable in our church families and with our friends, with our Catholic churches, our schools that our children went to, but when it came to work, we suddenly realized we were remaining silent. And I think there's a lot of fear in the workplace about what you can say and what you can't say. And so that kind of stunting of our faith, we just feel like as baptized Catholics, we're called to penetrate everywhere. So with that, we started this group called Catholic Professionals of Illinois, and we've been around for about 4 years now. And yeah, we're really gaining, attractiveness and popularity. And basically, we have monthly meetings and we have speakers. So our speakers are usually local leaders, physicians, attorneys, people in politics, clergy, that like to kind of just bring their thoughts and how they're bringing their faith to their professional lives.
Yeah, it's interesting that you talk about the difficulty of it, because in today's world in particular, if you talk about faith, you're sometimes attacked. People get very angry. So how do we get past that?
By joining groups like ours. So Catholic Professionals, our mission is to help professionals truly live their faith in all facets of their life, and so really be proactive in reaching the culture really through each of our individual professions. We're each unique, and God put us in unique areas because I think he wants us to infiltrate those areas with the love of Christ. And it's just basically as simple as that. But I think by meeting every month and hearing these speakers and networking, we really build each other up in the faith, as good fellowship groups do, give us each the courage that we can take that next step.
And talk about that, if you could expand on the uniqueness of a faith-based group such as this. I mean, you hear so much about networking, how important that is in terms of jobs and job security and things, but talk about the uniqueness of having a faith-based group like this.
Yeah, at a very basic level, we have a couple of chaplains, Father Bruce Wren and Father Thomas Coys, who are local pastoral people, but we don't just have speakers. We have a retreat. So we have an Advent retreat, we have a Lenten retreat. So they're very involved at those retreats, and they're very present at our meetings. So just having a clergy at the meeting just adds a new dimension to it, and people feel comfortable discussing their faith. So beyond the networking that all these other groups do, underpinning us is everyone's always wanting to get to that topic of the faith, and at some level.
So let's talk about these get-togethers and these events. What are some of the things that you feature at these get-togethers and events?
So our speakers, recently we had Dr. John Wood. So I don't know if you're familiar with him. He wrote the book Ordinary Lives, Extraordinary Mission. And he came and spoke with us. We've had Dan Lipinski, which is a local congressman in Chicago, come and talk, and then names such as Sheila Lagminas, who I'm sure you're familiar with from Relevant Radio. She's been one of our speakers. Dr. Robert Lawler's a big pro-life physician in the Midwest, so he's come and talked. So we kind of try to just like have people from all facets of the professional world who have really taken a stand for their faith and been out there showing themselves to really encourage other people.
You know, it's much needed. What has been the reaction? Because I think a lot of times we all think we're alone out there, and yet there are so many people who their faith is a part of fabric of their life. Has it been a great reaction?
Absolutely. And we've been told that we're the best kept secret, and it is infiltrating really through people going back to their parishes and bringing more people on board. So we really have been attracting people. And we do believe the Holy Spirit is kind of in the center of this, driving this whole organization. So we recently reached out to even, as you know, this millennial generation, the younger people are really in need of mentors. They're in need of spiritual leaders who can guide them because, as you know, being a father of a 19-year-old, I have a 21-year-old and 18-year-old, and my kids are pretty well formed in their faith, but there's certainly a lot of young adults out there who just have huge question marks. You know, which group do they follow? But they're looking for something. They just don't know what it is.
So here you are, 4 years later since you formed this group. What's been your biggest surprise?
My biggest surprise has been just how truly courageous people are. I feel like I'm almost living among saints with some of the people that we have come to talk with us. And like you said, you feel like you're at a roadblock and you can't move forward, but then you see people that actually are moving forward. And so it encourages you, and it kind of promotes you to move forward and do things. One brief example I can give is another organization. I own a company, and we provide, I'm a physician, so we provide nurse practitioners to work out in nursing homes. And I consulted with a group called His Way at Work, which is a Christian-based nonprofit organization. And they've basically held our hand and brought us to the point where we are now praying at our company. So this is a secular company. We are praying. So we're saying prayers. We have a benevolent fund and a caring team where we help people in our company. We do community outreach projects as a company, and we talk about God freely in our company. 5 years ago, I never would have dreamed that I could have stood up in front of a group of employees and led a prayer. I never would have thought that would have been possible. But we've learned all the legal issues around that and how you can actually do that. If it's voluntary, you invite people, and we haven't had one person walk away from my company because of our faith-based initiatives.
Well, very, very encouraging to hear. Where can people learn more about Catholic Professionals of Illinois?
Go to our website. It's Catholic Professionals Illinois. That would just be il.org.
Well, thanks so much for being with us, and an early happy birthday to you on May 15th.
Thank you very much. We won't talk how many years. It's just a birthday.
Well,
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.